So today I am going to start this new chapter, chapter 9, and in this chapter you will study about the midpoint theorem and the transversal. So in this midpoint theorem, this is the theorem 20. Okay? This is the theorem 20. So first understand what is the theorem. So in this theorem, the theorem states that the line joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to third side and equal to one half of it. Means that if you are given like any triangle is there ABC, and if this is the supposed midpoint of AB, and suppose this is D, and this is the midpoint of AC, and suppose it is E, and if you join D and E, okay, then this theorem states that if D is the midpoint of AB and E is the midpoint of AC, then DE parallel to BC, and the length of DE will be equal to half of BC. Okay, so this is the theorem, and you must remember this theorem because in this chapter, in this exercise, you will use this theorem, and it will be used also in many other theorems. So you must remember the statement and how to prove it, because this is the most important theorem in this exercise. So again I will repeat that in a triangle ABC, suppose D and E are the midpoints. Midpoints means that ED and BD are equal and AE and EC are equal. And if it is given, then DE, then we will say that DE parallel to BC, and the length of DE will be equal to half of BC. Means that if it is 10 cm, then it will be 5 cm. So this is the theorem, and we here we have to prove, that is to prove in this we have to prove that DE parallel to BC, and the other is DE equal to half BC. Okay, we have to prove this here. Right here, D parallel to BC and DE equal to half BC. Okay, so to prove this, we have to do a construction. That is, you will increase this line like this. Okay, and so that this will be equal to this. This is the construction here. That is, we will extend ED such that ED equal to, suppose here it is F. So and then join this here FB. Okay, remember this, that this is the construction here, and if you you will increase ED to F so that this and this are equal, right? Now, so you will write, but here I will not write, but now I will prove it here. Proof. So here we will take these two triangles, that is triangle ADE. In triangle ADE and ADE and BDF. Okay, so in these two triangles, we will show that these two triangles are congruent. So first, you can see that these two angles are equal. That is angle ADE equal to angle BDF, and these are the vertically opposite angles. And the other condition is that DE equal to DF also, it is given. Okay, these two are by construction. It is not given, it is by construction. Okay, this is by construction. Okay, and next condition is that is this and are equal here, or also here that AD equal to BD. It is given because D is the midpoint of AB. So these are the three points, and by these points the triangle AD is congruent to triangle BDF. Okay, now the triangles are congruent by which congruency? That is SAS. Okay, because we have taken the side and the angle between them. So by SAS, the triangles are congruent. And next, when the triangles are congruent, then we will write that here. That is BF equal to AE in this case. BF equal to AE, that is CPCD. Okay, BF equal to AE, and also you have, that is angle. This angle is equal to this angle. That is angle DA E equal to angle FBD. And these are the alternate angles. Okay, these are the alternate angles, but they are equal, and therefore you will have BF parallel to AE. So BF parallel to AE, and or you can say that BF parallel to EC, because AE and EC are the parts of the same line AC. So BF parallel to EC here. So BF parallel to EC, and also here we have BF equal to AE. So BF equal to AE, right? And also you have BF equal to, here also you can write that AE equal to EC also. It is given because E is a midpoint here. So now what do you see here? That BF equal to AE and here A equal to EC. So from these two we will say that here BF equal to EC, and therefore you have BF equal to AC. BF equal to EC here. EC. Now BF equal to EC. So now here see that is BF parallel to EC, BF parallel to EC, and BF equal to EC. So by these conditions, from these two conditions, we will conclude that the quadrilateral EC BF is a parallelogram. So, and this is the purpose of proving that these two triangles are congruent. So first you will prove that the triangles are congruent, and then you will have BF equal to AE, that is this and this are because cubicity, and again you see that here BF equal to AE and A equal to EC, and therefore BF equal to EC. And next is that these two angles are the alternate angles here, and therefore and this is the transversal here. So AC and BF will be parallel, or you can say that BF parallel to AE or BF parallel to AC. So when these two conditions are true, then we can say that BFEC is a parallelogram. So here I will write again. That is therefore BFEC is a parallelogram. And now we have proved. Therefore you can say that now because BFEC is a parallelogram, and you know that in a parallelogram the opposite sides are parallel. So therefore here in this case FE parallel to BC, or you can say that here DE parallel to BC. So it is proved. That is first part is proved here. FE parallel to BC means DE parallel to BC. So this here. And next for the next part, that is this. Now see here that BC. BC equal to EF also again, because in a parallelogram the opposite sides are equal. So here BC equal to EF. So BC equal to EF, and EF is equal to what? EF equal to ED plus DE. ED plus DE we can write, and also you can write that here because ED and DE are equal, so we can replace ED by DE also here. So DE equal DE plus DE equal to 2DE. Okay. So now see that BC equal to 2DE here, and therefore we will write that here DE equal to half of BC. So in this way we can prove this theorem. So I hope you understood this. So I will again repeat this. So first you will draw the triangle ABC, and then in this remember that D and E are the midpoints which is given in the question, and DE parallel to, that is we have to prove that DE parallel to BC. Okay, that is what is given first. Remember that in any question what is given first, and what is given in this question? Triangle ABC, D and E are the midpoints. So this is given, and what we have to prove? DE parallel to BC and DE equal to half BC. Okay, and next to prove this we will do the construction, and the construction is here that you will extend ED to a point F such that ED equal to DF, that is these two will be equal. In this way we will do the construction, and then join this BF also. Then you will prove that these two triangles are congruent, and when these two are congruent, then we will have BF equal to AE and BF equal to AE and AE equal to EC, and therefore BF equal to EC. And also that here these two angles are equal, therefore these are the alternate angles, and therefore this and this are parallel, and that is BF parallel to AE or BF parallel to EC. So this and this are parallel, and this are also equal. So that is when one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is parallel and equal, then this will be a parallelogram. So that theorem was used here. So by using this, then we will say that BFEC is a parallelogram, and then here again, that is when this is a parallelogram, then FE parallel to BC or D parallel to BC. So this is proved here. Next, here we will do the second part, that is BC equal to EF. Again, the opposite sides of parallelogram are equal, therefore BC equal to EF, or we can write EF as ED plus DE of this, and then you will see that this is the proof in this case. So this is the answer of this theorem, or this is the proof. And there is one more theorem, that is the theorem 21. There is a theorem 21 also, and this theorem is the converse of this theorem. Okay, that is the next theorem is, you will see in your book, and that theorem is the converse of this, and the proof is similar in this case also. And in this theorem 21, this theorem is converse of theorem 20, and in this theorem it states that in any triangle, suppose this triangle is there, the figure is same as in the previous cases. So ABC is a triangle, and in this triangle there are, that is we will take the midpoint of AB. Okay, that is only one midpoint here. This is the point D here, and then draw a line from point D parallel to BC. That is like this here. Okay, that is DE. Okay, that is listen that here you are given the triangle ABC, and in triangle ABC, the line joining the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the third side bisects the third side here. So that is the here theorem statement, and this is the midpoint. It is given, that is this and these are equal, and we have drawn DE parallel to BC. Okay, then we have to prove that in this case, to prove here E is the midpoint here, that is AE equal to EC. E is the midpoint, that is A equal to EC, and next also here in this case also DE equal to half BC. Okay, this is the right. So AE equal to EC, D is the midpoint of AB, and DE parallel to BC, then E will also be the midpoint of AC. This is the main point here. This is not that more important. This is important here. So in this again we will do the construction, that is we will again extend this line to F. Suppose this F here, and then join this again. So then this and this are equal by construction, and again as in the previous theorem, you will first prove that is the proof up to this BFEC is a parallelogram, and up to this point, that is proving BFEC is a parallelogram, the proof is similar. That is, you will take these two triangles and then everything is similar here. So BFEC is a parallelogram in that case. So I will not write the previous again. So BFEC is a parallelogram. Okay, I will start because up to this point the proof is same as in the theorem 20. Okay, so that is this BFEC is a parallelogram here, and therefore what? Now this is a parallelogram. Or again I can show you how to prove this. That is triangle here. See that triangle ADE, and that is in triangle ADE and BFD. We will have the two conditions, that is this and this are equal. That is suppose 1 and 2 here. So angle 1 equal to angle 2, and next is AD equal to BD. Okay, this is the vertically opposite angle, and AD equal to BD. AD equal to BD, it is given, and next condition is that is also ED equal to FD here. ED equal to FD, this is by construction. So now you can see that it is similar to the previous theorem, that is proved here. Again we have three conditions here, and therefore triangle AD is common to triangle BFD by here again SAS. So everything is similar. So that is, you will prove that BFEC is a parallelogram, and then when BFEC is a parallelogram, then FE parallel to BC or DE parallel to BC. So this is proved. No, here we don't have to prove that actually we are given that DE parallel to BC. It is already given, and we have to prove that E is the midpoint. Now, how will you prove it? So start with this, because BFEC is a parallelogram, and therefore you have BF equal to EC. Okay, BF equal to EC, but you have BF equal to AE also by CPCT, because we have proved that these two triangles are congruent, and therefore BF equal to AE and BF equal to AC. Now BF equal to EC and BF equal to AE, and therefore you will say that here EC equal to AE. Okay, EC equal to AE, and therefore E is the midpoint of EC. Okay, so this is the proof in this case. So this is the converse of the midpoint theorem. So I hope you understood, and you will also see in the book that this. So you must remember both theorems, and this theorem is used in proving the many questions in the book. And there is the last one, that is in this chapter there is a theorem 22 also, and this theorem 22 is the extension of these two theorems. So again I will just explain you what does it mean. So in this case, that is, this theorem states that, okay, this theorem, that is, if you have suppose there are three lines, that is there are three lines like this, and these are parallel. Okay, these lines are parallel, right? Suppose AB, CD, EF. Okay, so these are the lines which are parallel to each other, right? And there is a transversal. Suppose there is a transversal, means that is a fourth line which is intersecting all these lines at some point here. Suppose P, Q, R here. Okay, and here that these are the three parallel lines, and these make equal intercepts. That is, here this is called the intercept. This is called the intercept. Intercept, that is the line segment cut by these lines. So these are the, that is, you have this PQ and QR are the intercepts made by these three parallel lines on the third line. Suppose this L here. Okay, or you can write some name here, that is PQRS and T here also. So this is the transversal, and in this transversal these three parallel lines make intercepts PQ and QR, and we are given that PQ and QR are equal. That is, we are given that PQ equal to QR. That is these three parallel lines are making equal intercepts on this transversal. Okay, this. Then these three parallel lines will also make equal intercepts on any other transversal. Suppose you will draw this, and this is the, then according to this theorem it states that, suppose PQR is here and XYZ suppose here. Okay, now here we have to prove that XY equal to YZ in this case. Proof XY equal to YZ. So this is the theorem in this case, that if the three parallel lines make equal intercepts on any transversal, then these three parallel lines will also make equal intercepts on any other transversal. And for this, to prove this, you will join like this, and suppose this is O. Then here you will take this triangle, okay, PRZ in this case. Now see that PRZ here, and you know this Q is the midpoint, because PQ equal to QR, so Q is the midpoint here, and this parallel to this here, because you know that QI is parallel to RZ here. So, and therefore Q is the midpoint, and this parallel to this, therefore O is also the midpoint of PZ. So O is the midpoint of PZ here, okay, by theorem 21. Okay, so this is O is the midpoint now. Now next again move on to this triangle, that is PZX here. In this case again, now O is the midpoint and OI parallel to PX, because here you know that PX, QI and R are ordered here, so we can say that OI parallel to PX. Now O is the midpoint and OI parallel to PX, therefore Y is also the midpoint of here XZ in this case, by again theorem 21. So it is proved here, and therefore Y is the midpoint, so that is XY equal to YZ. So this is the very small proof. This is not much that is important here, but you must remember this, because this will also be used. and the proof is very simple. I will not write this because again then the video will be longer. So I hope you understood all these three theorems, and then again you will go through the theorem and practice at home in your copy. Okay. So now thank you for watching.